4 television cameras in South Carolina. Tears streamed down her face. Her voice trembled. She begged the nation for help. "My babies are out there somewhere," she said. Millions watched her heartbreak unfold in real time. Parents hugged their children tighter. Volunteers searched day and night. Police launched a massive manhunt. And everyone believed the same thing. A monster had kidnapped 2 innocent little boys. This is the shocking true story of Susan Smith. A woman with one of the darkest secrets in American criminal history. In 1994, Susan Smith was 23 years old. She lived in Union, South Carolina. To neighbors, she appeared ordinary. Young. Friendly. A devoted mother. Her 2 sons, 3-year-old Michael and 14-month-old Alex, were the center of her world. Or at least that was what everyone believed. Behind closed doors, however, Susan's life was unraveling. Her marriage was failing. Financial pressures were mounting. And she had become obsessed with a wealthy man she was dating. A man who reportedly told her something devastating. He didn't want children. For Susan, that relationship represented a new life. A fresh start. A chance to escape her responsibilities. But standing in the way were 2 little boys. At approximately 9 p.m. on October 25, Susan rushed to police. She was hysterical. According to her story, she had stopped at a red light. Suddenly, an armed black man approached her vehicle. He forced her out at gunpoint. Then drove away. Inside the car were Michael and Alex. The story spread instantly. National news networks interrupted programming. The FBI became involved. Search teams covered miles of territory. Every hour that passed reduced the chance of finding the boys alive. Then Susan appeared on television. Again. And again. And again. Each interview was heartbreaking. She cried. She pleaded. She begged the kidnapper to return her children. Viewers across America felt her pain. Many openly wept while watching. But investigators noticed something strange. Something they couldn't ignore. Susan's emotions seemed inconsistent. Sometimes she cried. Sometimes she appeared calm. Too calm. Her timeline shifted. Details changed. And crucial pieces of her story simply didn't make sense. Detectives started digging deeper. The alleged carjacking had problems. Major problems. No witnesses. No physical evidence. No sign of the suspect. No sign of the vehicle. The more investigators examined her story, the less believable it became. Meanwhile, Susan continued her public campaign. Every day she played the role of a devastated mother. But detectives saw something else. A performance. They began questioning her for hours. Then days. Pressure mounted. Eventually, the lies became impossible to maintain. 9 days after the supposed kidnapping, Susan finally broke. And what she revealed stunned everyone in the room. Susan confessed. There was no kidnapper. There was no carjacking. Everything had been a lie. On the night her children disappeared, she drove to John D. Long Lake. She stopped near the water. Her sons were strapped into their car seats. Trusting their mother. Completely helpless. Susan exited the vehicle. Then she released the brake. The car slowly rolled forward and into the dark water. Inside were Michael and Alex. Investigators later learned the boys were alive when the car entered the lake. Imagine the terror. The confusion. The desperate cries for their mother. A mother who stood outside and watched as the vehicle disappeared beneath the surface. When recovery teams found the car, the nation was horrified. The image became unforgettable. 2 small children still secured in their seats. Exactly where their mother had left them. The obvious question was simple. Why? How could a mother do this? Prosecutors argued that Susan wanted freedom. Freedom from parenthood. Freedom to pursue a romantic relationship. Freedom from responsibility. Investigators uncovered letters suggesting the man she desired did not want children in his life. To prosecutors, the motive was clear. Her sons had become obstacles. Obstacles she chose to remove. Susan's defense team painted a different picture. They pointed to her troubled childhood and family trauma. Mental health struggles and years of emotional damage. But for many Americans, none of that explained the unthinkable. The trial captivated the nation. Every detail made headlines. Jurors listened to the confession. They examined the evidence. They heard experts debate Susan's mental state. The prosecution described calculated murder. The defense described a deeply damaged woman. The emotional weight of the case was overwhelming. Photographs of Michael and Alex filled the courtroom. Their young faces served as a constant reminder of what had been lost. When the verdict arrived, Susan Smith was convicted of murder. She received life imprisonment. The death penalty was avoided. But public outrage never faded. For many, life behind bars seemed too merciful. More than 3 decades later, the case remains one of the most disturbing crimes in American history. Not because it involved a stranger. Not because it involved a serial killer. But because it shattered one of society's deepest assumptions. The belief that a mother will always protect her children. When Susan Smith appeared on television, millions saw a grieving parent. A victim. A woman deserving sympathy. What they were actually watching was a killer hiding in plain sight. And perhaps the most chilling part of all. For 9 days, the entire world searched for a monster. Without realizing they had already found her. If you enjoyed this true crime story, subscribe for more real cases where the truth proved far darker than anyone imagined.